Welcome. We've got some really unsettling source material in front of us today. 4 separate accounts, quite harrowing, really. They kind of pull you right out of theory and into, well, some terrifying real-life experiences.
Yeah, exactly. We're not really analyzing abstract ideas tonight. This is more about recounting the stories, stories of people who trespassed, went where they shouldn't have.
Right.
And we're looking at what they found there. These aren't just tales of, risky behavior. These are confrontations with something genuinely bizarre, sometimes incredibly dangerous.
So think of this as getting right to the heart of what true fear feels like, maybe uncovering secrets hidden in these abandoned spots. Tonight, we're sharing these stories and asking, what happens when the unknown pushes back? Okay, so this first story. It comes from someone with a pretty unique hobby, a bit reclusive apparently. Grew up loving video games, but then that shifted.
Shifted how?
To exploring abandoned places. Rural spots, usually. Used Google Earth to find them, scout them out, and importantly, he always went alone. Felt nothing scared him.
Going alone, that definitely raises the stakes, doesn't it? Every little sound, every shadow, it gets amplified in your head. There's no one there to, check your reality against.
Exactly. So his target this time, an old church, way out in the woods, like a 10-minute walk down some dirt track. Place was falling apart, real decay setting in.
Okay.
But the first creepy thing wasn't actually in the church. It was this old well right out front. Surprisingly, it wasn't sealed or anything, just open, pitch black inside.
And that's where things started getting weird.
Yeah. He heard this sound, faint at first, a rhythmic clicking, coming from inside the well. He said it sounded like a stick tapping on stone, over and over, every 2 seconds, like clockwork.
That kind of precision is unnatural. You don't expect mechanical regularity in a place like that. It immediately makes you think something's wrong. It suggests intent, not just random decay.
He tried to ignore it, though. Went inside the church, typical abandoned church scene, broken stained glass, pulpit all crooked. But he found what he was looking for.
Which was?
A way down. Narrow hallway, stairs leading to a basement. He called it the jackpot. So he starts down the stairs. Carefully, I imagine. But on the 7th step, crack, wood gives way. He falls hard, lands on his tailbone. Ouch. Flashlight goes flying.
Oh, wow. So he's hurt in the dark.
Right. As he's crawling to get the flashlight back, that's when he hears it.
A voice.
High-pitched.
A voice? Saying what?
Mostly gibberish. Like a woman, maybe, or a young boy struggling to talk. But through the nonsense, one word came through clear as day.
Hello.
Okay, that's chilling. The switch from that weird clicking to a voice, but a broken voice. It's like deeply unsettling. Almost like it's trying to mimic speech.
He finally gets his flashlight working again, shines it around, and sees where the voice is coming from. There's this rough tunnel dug into the basement wall, like hand dug.
It's a tunnel, not part of the original structure. Doesn't sound like it. And he actually moves closer. Notices his flashlight starts flickering as he approaches. The voice gets louder, still mostly gibberish, and then silence. It just stopped.
Gets sudden quiet. Sometimes that's worse than the noise itself, isn't it? Builds the tension.
It absolutely did. Because right after the voice stopped, the clicking started again. That same rhythmic clicking he heard from the well.
The same sound.
Same sound, same 2-second rhythm. But this time, it was loud. Really loud. Echoing up out of that dark tunnel.
Okay, no. That's time to leave.
He didn't need telling twice. He just sprinted. Dropped the flashlight again in his panic, didn't even go back for it, ran right out of the church.
And outside.
He paused near the well, trying to catch his breath. And the clicking. Gone. Just absolute silence. No birds, nothing. He said it was frighteningly quiet. He just got in his car and drove home, totally spooked. Left wondering how that sound moved and what that voice was all about.
So that first one had that impossible sound, that weird voice. This next account, though, it shifts gears. It immediately points towards, likely human criminal activity. But still, it ends with something totally bizarre.
Yeah, this one involves 3 friends, John, Anthony, and the person telling the story. They decided to sneak back onto this huge piece of farmland near dusk.
Sneak back? Why?
They'd been fishing nearby the day before and got chased off by a farmer and his dog, so naturally they decided to go back and explore properly.
Teenagers. Sounds like something teenagers would do.
Seems likely. Anyway, they noticed right away it wasn't a typical farm. Huge property, acres and acres, but the only animals were horses, which the narrator thought was kind of strange.
Odd.
They walk deeper into the woods on the property and find this rundown house, a broken down old RV, and then this is the kicker, a whole collection of super high-end cars.
High-end play.
Like Porsches, Corvettes, Ferraris, even Bentleys and Ford Raptors.
Yeah.
Just there. Some look like they're being taken apart.
Okay, hold on. Multiple luxury trophy cars, some being parted out on a remote, large property. That screams organized car theft ring. Classic MO. Use a big, isolated place like that. Maybe the owner doesn't care what happens there as long as they get paid, or maybe they're part of it.
The mood definitely changed after that. They found this shed nearby, and there was this foul, horrible smell coming from it. They nervously joked it could be a body.
A joke that probably didn't feel very funny right then.
Not at all. Especially when they went to another part of the property near a boat and found an old fridge with a cooler inside. And opening the fridge released another terrible smell, like the smell of death and rot.
And did they open the cooler?
No. Smart move. They decided against it, figuring, the worst. Between the stolen cars and that smell, it went from trespassing adventure to potential crime scene real fast.
Absolutely. The danger shifts. It's not just about getting caught trespassing anymore. It's about what secrets the people using this property are hiding and what they do to keep them hidden.
They knew they had to get out. But first, they climbed up this big rock formation to get a final look around, survey the area. John went up first. He turns around almost immediately, face white as a sheet, just looking like he'd seen a ghost.
Oh boy. What did he see?
The narrator climbs up to see for himself. About 50 feet away, there's a man sitting at a table. There's a black cat with him. Seems normal enough, right? Until you see his face. The narrator says the man had no facial features at all. No hair, no eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just smooth, pure white skin where his face should be. And his head seems small.
Okay. Wow. That is deeply strange. If we stick with the crime theory, could it be some kind of mask, like a really elaborate full head white mask or bandages, maybe to intimidate or just hide identity, completely making someone look inhuman?
Could be. Or something else entirely. Whatever it was, the reaction was instant. There was a woman with this featureless man. She spots the narrator, makes direct eye contact, and just starts running towards them, trying to cut off their escape.
An accomplice.
Looks like it. They didn't stick around. They scrambled down and ran back through the woods as fast as they could. It was getting dark, and they kept hearing these weird noises behind them, like stomping, galloping sounds, even screams. Felt like they were being followed the whole way out. Okay, so we've had strange sounds, potential crime rings, a featureless man. This third story gets very real, very fast. Escalates straight to gunfire. This one takes place in McKinney, Texas, at a quarry.
A quarry. People go there often.
Yeah, apparently it was popular for cliff jumping. People saw videos online. But right away, the place felt off. Sketchy. White metal buildings around, lots of warning signs. And then this big piece of cardboard, handwritten, trespassers will be shot on sight.
Okay, especially in Texas, you take a sign like that seriously. Property rights, self-defense laws. That's not just decoration. That's a clear, legally relevant warning. The stakes are immediately higher.
You'd think. But they ignored it. Spent about an hour jumping off the cliffs. Then things got serious. A black Hummer pulls up. Yep. Woman driving, maybe mid-30s, starts yelling at them. They try to act dumb, like they didn't know they weren't supposed to be there. Bad move. She pulls out her phone, makes a call, and says, and this is the line that just froze them. She says, "John, get the gun."
Wow. Okay. That cuts right through any attempt to downplay the situation. Direct threat of lethal force.
Totally. They started apologizing like crazy. She eventually let them go, but threatened to call the cops, told them they were on their way. They booked it out of there faster than they'd ever run.
And you'd think that would be the end of it, right?
She would, but nope. A couple months later, they decided to go back.
Why?
I don't know. The thrill, stupidity, it speaks to that weird pole danger can have, I guess.
Yeah.
This time they tried to be smarter, though. Bigger group, 5 of them. Parked the car way off at a nearby church to hide it.
Trying to mitigate the risk. Did it work?
Well, they even got another warning. As they were walking down the dirt road towards the quarry, some other guy in a truck drove past and literally told them, "Watch out for a black Hummer."
So they knew the threat was still active. The Hummer lady wasn't a one-off.
Exactly. They get back to the cliff jumping spot anyway. They're there for a bit, and then they notice this silver van pulls up nearby, maybe 25 yards away. Not the Hummer, but still suspicious. Made them nervous. And then they heard it. 2 loud gunshots. Really close.
There it is. Confirmation. Not fireworks. Not something distant. That's likely warning shots. Fired close enough to scare the hell out of you without necessarily aiming at you. Very effective for clearing people out of a secluded spot.
It worked. They didn't wait to find out if the next shots would be closer. They just started sprinting. Full tilt, 300 yards towards the exit, convinced they were the targets now.
Adrenaline must have been insane.
Oh, yeah. And as they're running, they hear more shots, maybe 8 more. Sounded like they were only 40 yards away now. They scramble over the fence, and just by sheer luck, the same guy in the truck who warned them earlier happens to be driving by.
No.
Yes. They flagged him down, practically begged for a ride, piled in, and got out of there. Never went back. Came incredibly close to a very bad ending. Right, our last story for tonight. This one's called the Lake Harlow Mansion Mystery. Classic urban exploration scenario. Huge abandoned house hidden away behind gates, overgrown trees.
What's the story behind it?
Local rumors. Said some wealthy family lived there, then just vanished. Back in the 90s sometime. Left everything. Just disappeared.
Ooh, okay, that's prime territory for explorers, a real time capsule vibe.
Exactly what they found. Inside, it was perfectly preserved, but decaying, plates still stacked on the counter, food in the cupboards way past its expiration date. They found a calendar open to May 1997.
Wow, frozen in time.
Yeah, and the narrator mentioned seeing these family photos still hanging in the hallway, cheerful pictures, but all sun-faded and dusty. Said it gave him serious chills, that contrast between the happy past and the abandoned present.
It's that specific kind of unsettling feeling, isn't it? Time just stopped, but the decay continues.
Then they went upstairs. And this is where it gets less like just abandonment and more like something else. In one room, every single dresser drawer was pulled open and empty.
Okay. Empty drawers suggest someone cleared out clothes, personal items, not just walking away suddenly.
Right. And in another room, the floor was just covered in newspapers, all from the same week in July 1997.
Weird. Why?
Get this. Every single newspaper was folded open to the classified ads section, and specific ads were circled. Ads for private buyers, people looking for quiet transactions.
Whoa, okay. That changes everything. That's not a sudden disappearance. Empty drawers, newspapers from a specific week, circled ads for private sales. That sounds like a planned departure. Maybe secretive liquidation. Or maybe someone else organized their departure and cleared things out carefully, trying to leave no public record.
And the fact that some windows were boarded up, but from the inside.
Reinforces that idea of preparation from within, sealing it up.
Then they checked out the master bedroom. More boarded windows. And the closet door had this big rusted padlock on it. The floor right in front of the closet was all scratched up, like something really heavy had been dragged out.
Dragged out and locked away, or dragged out of the closet before it's locked. Either way, very suspicious.
They decided to check the basement last. Thick stone walls down there looked pretty standard until their flashlights hit the center of the room.
And what was there?
5 chairs. Mismatched old chairs, arranged in a perfect circle.
Okay, creepy, ritualistic maybe, or just odd.
But here's the thing that really got him. Unlike everything else in that dusty, decaying house, the chairs, they weren't dusty at all. They looked like they'd been used recently.
Ah, there it is. That's the proof. They weren't alone in stepping back in time. Someone else had been there recently. The time capsule wasn't sealed anymore.
They basically froze right there. And just as they did, they heard it. A door closing upstairs, followed by footsteps. Moving across the floor above them, heading straight for the basement door. Then the sound of the door handle rattling. Someone was trying to come down.
Time to go. Now.
Panic mode. They didn't even try the stairs. Saw a small ground-level basement window that was broken. They scrambled out through there, back into the overgrown yard.
Did they see who it was? They hadn't seen a car or anything, right?
No car mentioned. Just suddenly, someone was there, moving quietly until that door closed. And as the narrator was running away, they risked a look back at the house. The basement door, the one they'd heard rattling. It was wide open now. And standing there, perfectly still in the doorway, was a tall figure, just watching them. Head tilted slightly, no details, just a tall, silent shape, observing their escape.
Just watching, silent, calculating. That's almost worse than being chased. Pure stalker terror.
So 4 stories. 4 trespasses into places that fought back in a way. When you put them together like this, you kind of see 2 main threads of terror emerging, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. On one hand, you have these encounters with the truly inexplicable, the possibly non-human, that rhythmic clicking sound, the featureless man, things that just don't fit logical explanation easily.
Right. And on the other hand, you have the very real, very human danger. Stolen cars, the threat of being shot, clear signs of an organized, maybe forced disappearance, and then being actively stalked by someone in that mansion.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are these abandoned corners of the world genuinely haunted by the supernatural? Or are they just places where people hide their darkest secrets, secrets they're willing to use violence or create terrifying personas to protect?
When curiosity pushes you over that line into that forbidden space, the risk might not be ghosts. It might be people with secrets they'd kill for it.
Exactly. It's a chilling thought to leave our listeners with. What's really hiding in the shadows?
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive for tonight. These were some intense accounts.
Definitely gave me chills.
Yeah. If you find these kinds of true horror stories and explorations into the unexplained compelling, and you want to hear more analyses like this,
Please do support the channel.
yeah, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. Thanks for joining us. Good night. And maybe stick to the marked trails for a while.